All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, red day recap, our biggest red day yet, which was not good here for Friday. Trying to close out the week on a stronger note, unfortunately, having a big red day. Now, I did review, and after reviewing, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed because I see exactly what my mistakes were. And it reminds you of the fine line. It reminds you of why, trading, you got to always be so, focused and dialed in. The little things, all the little things, if you overlook it, ultimately you can end up red, right? You can end up red. And today, my biggest issue was speed, looking away from my level two in key areas, and also, you know, getting a little out of sync with the stock because of that. And ultimately, this led to me missing trades and not being in control of the sequence. And it's such a simple thing that resulted in such a massive loss. And that's to speak to the volatility of the stocks that we're seeing. And of course, when you are using size, you have to be very careful. You have to be just as sharp, just as quick. Now, today, I don't think the share size itself was an issue for me. Again, looking away from my level two, trying to adjust share size. That's kind of what really got the best of me. And another thing is, I need to do a better job paying attention to the ask price. This is something Marcelo and the team, here at MMU we spoke about, right? Watching at the ask price during dips as well, not just the bids. Primarily we're watching at the bids because the stock is dropping, where's it gonna bottom, that type of stuff. And if you don't look at the ask, there could be a huge spread. And if you're gauging the bid and the ask is all the way up there, if you get a crazy fill, it's going to throw you off. Let's say you're watching at the stock. In fact, let's just kind of watch here. We'll go through a little bit of film. I'm not going to show too much here. I'll leave the rest for the Q&A session on Sunday with the students, right? We'll go over in detail. So I've already incurred a $231 loss, and this is for the same issue that we're going to see coming up here in a sec. Same exact problem, and in the moment I didn't even realize that was the issue. The problem I had, right? So right now UCAR, I'm watching for the first 1 minute candle to push through and give that move over 80. So here we are, it's coming up, I'm watching, I'm in. What is it going to be? I want to see an instant pull away. This type of stock, it goes instantly. The moment we hesitate 85, I want nothing to do with it. So I'm waiting again. Can we keep holding this area, mid 70s? If we do, okay, I give it another chance. Here's the move I'm looking for. Pretty good. There's the move I'm looking for. Now watch what I do, right? Look at my share size in the middle of the screen, and this is where something like the Dash Trader platform does shine. I mean, any other broker really, other than Thinkorswim, where there's good hotkeys. Right here, I'm gonna manually change my hotkey, my order entry. What's it called? The quantity of shares from 1,000 to 2,000. This doesn't take long, right? So I'm in. Here's the move. I'm selling over 12, and this is a nice trade. This is a nice 25-cent winner selling on the bids. And in that moment, I recognize this stock is about to start and I need more size. I'm not, yesterday I said it. If we see something good, I need to be using size. But in moving my mouse and looking away from level two, I'm going to miss a few seconds of data. There we go, 2K shares. I put my hand back on the buy button. Look at where the stock is. I'm looking at the stock. I'm seeing 86. And I'm only looking at the bids in this moment. And this hesitation I should have already bought. This hesitation is because of me looking away from the level two. If I continue to look at the level two, I don't second guess, hey, are we good to go in here? Because it's the same trade, right? The trade is still working out. Whether you want to be in once, like I was at 80 and still holding, really and truly, if this thing doesn't break below that area of like 74, for that low that we had in that moment I was buying, the trade is still working, right? So you could be in once holding, Or, you know, like how I did it there, I'm in, out, and if we can hold above 74 again, I want to be back in. But I hesitate because I looked away. I wasn't sure if the selling was done. And I'm in. I'm going to still be in fairly early, but from 86, look at the spread. 86 by 1204. I'm in at 1205. And when I saw my fill here, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I wanted, I didn't realize where the ask was at this time, and I wanted to be in at like 1290 at the worst, 1295. You know, 2,000 shares, every 10 cents is $200. I feel like, man, if this thing does pull back down to 80, you know, there's a quick loss of 25 cents. Not only am I in with twice the size I just was in, you know, we're gonna be net red. So I'm gonna cut this trade as a break-even trade, and I'm gonna tell myself I'm just in too high already. You know, speed. Again, if I have the appropriate size, or if I stick to 1,000 shares, this doesn't happen to me. If at the very worst, I'm in at like 96, which is a little bit of a difference because I'm buying much earlier already, and more confident, feeling like the selling is stopped. And here's this move. So I'm gonna sell break even. Look at the move that's gonna come right here. So we talk about the fine line of day trading, right? Look at how far this stock goes here. There's 1240. There's 1240. If I'm to hold this trade properly, like I'm supposed to, if I'm in and I'm comfortable with my entry, right here, it's not about the size, it's about the fill that I got. And you know, if I'm holding here, there's 40, there's 70. So, you know, just like that, we could have been up. It depends on where I would have sold, right? If I sell 25, you know, we make 400, right? 20-cent gain. If we sell 40, well, let's say between 30 and 40, you know, it's about a 600 gain. If we're selling here above 50, you know, it's about a $1,000 gain. Just like that. And you know, from this day being the disaster of the day it was, just like that, you know, the entire thing and the narrative has been flipped. But don't worry, Relentless Trader on Monday will make the adjustment, and I'm already ready to go. You know, if Monday could happen right now, I'd be ready to go. So while this is a big red day, you know, it comes under the context of the fine line once again, and this $230 loss, it was the same exact thing. You know, fumbling on the charting, trying to get my share size. By the time I hit the buy button, the stock is already 15 cents higher than where I was trying to get in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it you know, pushed up so much. There'll be days where the stock is strong and keeps pushing up. So even though you try to sell break even, you know, you get a decent 5-cent winner, 10-cent winner, maybe something like that. This one teleports up, teleports down. I'm already selling for 10, 15-cent loss. And, you know, not great. It was very volatile. And so we have to make sure we pride ourselves on being fast, on buying where we need to buy, selling where we need to sell, to the best of our abilities to give ourselves a legit chance. That's what's going to happen to me today. You know, so where I should have already been up at least 600 to 1K or something, you know, and here's probably the worst trade of the day. I'm not sure why I bought this area here. So watch this, right? We're seeing 41 by 68, but we just came from $12, right? The entry was 1170, and then let's say, you know, break of 12, you know, 1190, 1195, $12. Even the entry 1205, if things could have worked out a little bit differently, could have been, you know, great for me to hold longer. But, you know, in this moment, I can't remember if I was thinking maybe the stock is holding very high, let me try and buy the bids. But this is where I'm going to take a huge loss. So I missed the sequence. And at the very least, if we're going to take this loss, we need to have capitalized already, you know, giving back profits versus going red. So here we go. Jeez. It hesitates in this area here between 1240 and 1260. And the only thing I can think is that I might have thought it was holding really high to keep going again into the halt level up. I'm going to put out a bid at 1240. It's not going to go well. There's the bid. The moment I put out that bid, to the depths. And thankfully the stock didn't crash, because I could have easily lost like 2, 3, 4,000. This is the risk. I'm going in the stock with like 25 grand in this particular trade, right? 2,000 shares of a $12 stock. There's 25,000, 24,000, right? 24,000. And for each penny the stock goes up or down, I'll make or lose $20. For every 10 cents, it is 200. For every 50 cents, it's 1,000. For every dollar a share, it's 2,000. This could have easily dropped down here to 11.50, and I'd have been down 2 grand. That's part of the deal, and I accept that risk fully. So right here, I'm like, okay, and this is the appropriate response. If you guys ever see me average down right here, something's wrong. That should not ever be what I do in this situation. So I take about a $700-800 loss. And you can see if my analysis is better, right? If my analysis is better and I anticipate a bigger drop, my bid is going down at 12, and look at how the ask is already opening up. You can literally throw the order out on the ask and just wait for the fill at this point. And with a tight backstop below where your entry is. So it's gonna bounce. It's not immediate right here. It's not immediate, but over the next 10, 15, 20, 30. So here we go, right? If you're sitting on the ask at 38, you get filled right there, and you can make a decision. And so that's the fine line of day trading. If we capture this first move properly, like we were supposed to, if we're faster, if everything worked out well, we're already up. Let's say we're not gonna average. We're not gonna put it on the high side. We're gonna say we're up 600. Let's say 600, 600. If we anticipate this move here a little bit better, we're now in again, and we make another 20, 30 cents, which would have equated to another 600. We're up 1K on the day already, and it's 9:34 a.m. So that's what this day was. Nothing more, nothing less. We'll make the adjustments, and we will come back, and we'll be ready. So expect another nice week coming up. We're going to stay focused. We're going to stay locked in. There is no red day right now that could get to the better of us. We're going to always continue to manage risk appropriately and accordingly. And we're going to be disciplined regardless. Discipline is what's gotten me to this point, and I'll continue to be disciplined moving forward. And so, we'll grow slowly and steadily. The number one goal has always been progress. That's not going to change. So, let's do what we must to ensure success, whether it means cutting the losses quickly, taking the entries where we have to take the entries, making sure we understand our risk in the trade, right? That's what overlooking the risk in some areas can get the better of you, right? Understanding, hey, we might need a bit of a bigger pullback, and that I might not be able to get out break even if this thing flushes. Because buying at 1240, I'm thinking, okay, there's a spread. We don't really see a big drop right away. I can get out for 10 cents loss. Nope, this thing just decided, Titanic. So you got to be careful. It's all about positioning. If you're buying the stocks in the right area, so I had the right idea, but poor execution today. That's essentially what happened. So, we'll be back. In the Q&A session on Sunday, for those of you who are MMU students, we can go over every single trade. Of course, we don't want to be giving out everything here on YouTube, right? So speaking of MMU, right, the coupon code for Manifest, right, which is 50% off, will end tomorrow at 12 a.m. Okay, so be sure to check us out if you have not already. This is how we're looking on the year so far, right? We just had this big red day yesterday. We're still green on the month, right? Yesterday we had that nice big green day. We can filter for June rather. Guys, it's the summertime. The sun is going to be shining on me as bright as ever. And so, I will expect a nice week next week. Just doing what no pressure, right? In terms of just doing what I love to do, trading every day, and just trading to the best of my abilities. Throughout the years I've been doing that, I haven't had a terrible day yet. So more than likely, the next week will be the same way. So let's follow our rules. Let's be disciplined. Let's push forward, and let's do what is necessary to ensure success. All right, so this was that $800 loss that we took. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the recap. The monthly recap will be out on Sunday. All right, monthly recap going over last month will be out on Sunday. So if we come over here to detail, where we at, calendar. All right, if we come over here to the calendar, you guys will see, May, right? Last month, 3 red days. So far here in June, we have 1 red day. We'll try and keep them at bay, and we'll push forward. Stay safe, stay green, have fun. Do not obsess over trading over the weekend. Enjoy that, extra time with the family, the relatives, the friends. Enjoy the other job, the other business, the other, the project that you might be doing, maybe the garden, maybe the basement, whatever you're doing. Enjoy that stuff, right? And study up a little bit, whatever you can, whether Sunday evening, Sunday morning. For those of you in MMU, we'll have the Q&A right around at 2 p.m. But other than that, yeah, have fun and then be ready to go next week. All right. Stay safe, stay green. It's been a Relentless Trader. And I am, of course, signing out.